Angie's out here catching strays. As some of you may already know, I have done a video on Angie in the past, Angie being Wes Watson's girlfriend, but I really wasn't happy the way that video came out. I felt a little bad for her at the time because I felt like she was a victim of her situation, but she deserves every bit of criticism that is coming her way because of the horrible mom she is and the fact that she said herself in several interviews that she didn't feel like living at Wes's house with her children was a safe environment, and she felt like she was in fight or flight mode, yet she chose to go back to him. So personally, I feel like she's just an absolutely awful mother and human being who puts her kids in dangerous situations just to get the bag. So with that, today we're going to be talking about Angie, but before we do, please make sure to like this video, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and make sure to follow me on all my socials. Before we get into anything, I do want to say that I am genuinely a girl's girl through and through. Do I criticize women? Yes, when I feel like it's warranted. That's why I think it's so funny when Angie talks all this shit about women tearing down other women and how dare you hate on another woman because she thinks so highly of herself and acts like she is the authority who gets to decide what women can and cannot wear.
I get so many DMs on a daily basis asking me where I get my set from, my gym set, or where did I get my top from. And I will share everything. I'm not going to gatekeep, right? But the one thing is this. Some of you don't have the body type to even wear a halter top. So the right question would be, Angie, how do I get my body to be fit so that I can wear those cute gym outfits? And I thought it would be a disservice for me just to tell you, hey, this is where I got it from, and then I see that you don't have the body to wear these types of outfits. I'm gonna look out for you. So I want you, if you don't have a body where you could wear a tube top or a halter top in a gym set and feel good and look good, DM me Mind, Body, Soul, and I'll get you started on my program as soon as today.
Oh, brother. Like, truly, who the hell does this bitch think she is? It's honestly so hilarious how she's like, I'm not gatekeeping, but yet she feels like it's her job to decide whether someone has the right body type for an outfit. Her and Wes both put on this act like, oh, we're so real, like we just speak so much truth, but it seems like she doesn't know the difference between honesty and being a real, genuine, authentic person and just being a plain bitch. There's a difference between keeping it real and putting people down for no reason. Clearly, I have nothing against plastic surgery when done correctly, but girl, you wouldn't have that body if it weren't for plastic surgeons. So maybe you should just calm down a bit. And I'm not saying she, doesn't go to the gym and work out at all. Clearly she does. But this is the kind of woman who knows that her appearance is all she has to offer. So just like Wes and all the other alpha male grifters, she sells courses. And I think her courses is like Mind, Body, Soul, some theta healing bullshit where you heal your inner child, apparently. And the thing about Angie is that she can't sell. She doesn't really have a personality. She's not entertaining. She doesn't captivate you. So she's one of those girls who use their appearance and stick their tits in the camera to get your attention and get views. And don't get me wrong, sometimes I'd be wearing low-cut tops and have my tits out too, but she uses this as a tool to help sell her courses. Because truly, and I'm going to be honest here, she knows that that's the only tool she has. The girl has rocks flying around up here. Pebbles, if you will. So she's been getting mad lately and claiming that women are trying to put her in a box because they see her half naked twerking on Wes's page, and then on her page she tries to act like Miss Mother Teresa healer, and it's a confusing message for some. So she'll come online mad that women are judging her for it, but yet she has no problem judging other women and putting them in a box, telling them what they can and cannot wear.
You know what? Some of you women are part of the problem of why everyone puts us women in boxes. There was this lady who sat there and was like, I was going to sign up and do a theta healing, but the way your persona on Wes's page is different than on yours. And like, she was confused. Are you trying to put me in a box? I am who I am. And there's never an issue with solid people who accept themselves, or at least are authentic, or not putting women in boxes. One of my best clients was like, saw one of the videos of me twerking on West, and she was like, my boyfriend's like, why don't you do that for me? There was no judgment, no criticism, no putting anyone in a box. Those are my type of people. I'm good with not being everyone's type of person. So you want to be judgmental, critical, and put people in a box, I'm not your girl.
How dare you? How dare you look at my online persona and have an opinion about it, just like she does to others all the time? This lady has such a huge issue with people watching her behavior online and deciding that they don't want to be coached by someone who carries themselves in that way. But that's exactly what people should be doing. Choosing a mentor or coach isn't about picking somebody who's flashy or twerking naked on Instagram. And if you are someone who's going to spend thousands of dollars on an online coach, well, first of all, I would strongly advise against it, but also you should choose someone who you actually look up to, someone whose values and actions align with yours. People like her expect blind support. Why are you shocked that women don't admire you after looking at the way you act online? And when you dig deeper into her content, it becomes even clearer why so many women are turned off by this. In one clip, she's literally encouraging women to sleep their way to the top. And then she proudly says things like, I hired Wes to be my coach and look at me now. Well, exactly. We are looking, and a lot of us are deciding that we don't want to end up there.
Listen, if your back is against the wall or you're at rock bottom, I strongly urge you to pray. It's so simple. I know you already know how to do it, and yeah, but actually do it, because it's what's going to help you. When I was pregnant with Loon, I had no idea what I was going to... long story short, I was betrayed in the worst freaking way possible by her dad. The worst. I had no idea what I was going to do. I didn't feel right in my heart or my spirit to have an abortion. I had no idea how I was going to make it through. This person... Oh my... I've never been so devastated in my life. But I kept praying, because that's what I know how to do best. And I kept hearing it's you and God. And I kept taking guidance on what steps to follow. And I had no idea. I ended up hiring Wes to be my business coach. And here I am.
Praying, Angie. Praying is what you know how to do best. Somehow I doubt that. But anyways, you guys hear how she's like, I hired Wes to be my coach and here I am now. Yeah, here I am now in my sugar daddy boyfriend's house. That's not God answering your prayers, girl. That's just you deciding to sleep with the loser you hired to be your coach. How outrageous for someone to see your behavior and decide that you're not someone worth idolizing or getting mentored by. She loves to say things like, oh, beautiful women never hate. It's never a beautiful woman hating, as if the only reason someone would criticize or disagree with her is out of jealousy. She truly believes that just because we're women, that we shouldn't hold each other accountable, and that if you do, then it must be out of envy. Girl, just because we're women doesn't mean we need to coddle each other, and not all criticism is hate. This woman is truly the definition of a pick-me. She comes online bragging that one of her clients' husbands saw the video of her twerking on Wes's lap and told his wife, why don't you do that for me? Well, maybe, girl, some women don't want to show their bare ass online for free. Because I'm sure most of you by now who follow me have seen the video of her twerking naked on Wes's page. And listen, I've posted my share of thirst traps and bikini pics, but your bare ass online for free? Girl, for free? I mean, at least make some money for it, because we know damn well you're not making any money from your bullshit theta coaching programs like you like to pretend you are. We saw the video where John exposed her for lying about how much money she's making.
And he uses her to show people, look, I'm training this girl. Look how much money she's making, right? Well, of course, he tries to show it off. And this stupid moron goes on Instagram and he takes a screenshot or little video of what she's making. He goes, listen, she made $19,000 in a month, right?
Client win. Angie did $19,400 on Just Stripe. She has she collects Zelle, And so basically this month she did 25,000. We're saying with everything we added up, it was about 25K, 19,400 collected in just this Stripe account alone. And you guys, this will steadily increase. She's not doing a lot of things. She won't work with men, so she's limited. A lot of the dudes are fucking weirdos, and it just gets annoying. So, I mean, it's just watch where we take this from here. You know, she's going to be doing 50K, and then she'll be doing 100K, and then this will say 190K. And you guys, that's still not a lot. 190K is still not a lot. In this type of business, you can do 1.9 million. You can do 5 million. You can go as far as you want to go once you learn this type of business and you apply your whole life to it.
But then, from the good people on Reddit, look what they found out. It wasn't a month that she was making this money, but it was for the whole year. So this asshole's trying to lie, trying to show people an example that she was making all this money in a month. In the meantime, she didn't make shit. And if you calculate all that money in a year, I think you make more money at McDonald's. The funny part.
Such a disgrace. Just another pick-me bitch just like Little Wes. They are the perfect match. Match made in heaven, because she is just as embarrassing as Wes. When they broke up, she got online bitching about how Wes gifted a bag that was for her to his other girlfriend. But we already know that Wes loves his purses. The purses are his, and he just lets these dumb bitches borrow them to make them happy, to shut them up so that they feel fancy and special.
Yesterday, when I said that they're not in alignment with you, that's why it's not working, whatever, let them go. Let me tell you, Wes has this new girlfriend, and she's wearing my clothes, the clothes that I left that I couldn't bring, and he took the Birkin from me and regifted it to her. She knows they were mine because they're worn, and she's proud of wearing them. She's a match to Wes perfectly. Over my dead body would I ever do that? And then too, Wes was just crying the other day to me that, oh, my Instagrams are down, my life. Why are you calling me when you have your chick? That's what I told him. I said, when you do bad things to people, karma's gonna come back to you. So take it on the chin and keep it pushing and keep going. Change your ways and do better. So apparently my words stung because it was truth. And you can't unhear truth. And now he's trying to flex with his new girlfriend. And I don't think that's a flex. He just continues to embarrass himself. And this isn't to expose him. This is to no. I can't keep this to myself. You guys have been invested in a lot of stuff. I have to share this because this is actually comical. And ladies, would you be okay accepting, would you be okay wearing the girlfriend before's clothes? I would never, over my dead body. You can't make this up. This is so crazy. I don't know how I got mixed up with this loser. He's a real loser. And I would tell him that you're ripped, rich, and rare and still a fucking loser. But in reality, the choices that he is making, do you think that's somebody who knows what integrity is? No. I'm going to tell you no. Because if you're confused and oh, but his videos, but he helps people. He helps people that pay him, one, but he will break people who cannot clap back, who cannot do anything for themselves, aka women, children, and some of these men who don't really have it in them to stand up to him. Except for me, I will. Knock it off. This shit is trashy. It's gross. You're supposed to level up after a relationship. If your heart is broken, you get better. You don't continue to do some sideways weirdo shit. Come on. You continue to disappoint on some on crazy levels. It's at least do something to be proud of. You're proud of that? So crazy.
It's funny how you say all of that, yet you go back. And what I find funnier is that Angie likes to come off as this tough, sharp-tongued badass who can tear someone up with her words, but in reality, she can't. She's not quick, she's not clever, and she struggles to think in general, but especially think on her feet. Just look at the way she reacted and came online trying to act like she was all mad when people were making fun of Wes for taking care of her and all her damn kids. She came online to yell at people with her big old salchicha lips, and the best she could come up with was, just make it make sense. Make it make sense.
I had to step outside because I get passionate about this. But for you guys wanting to talk shit under the comment section on Wes's page, talking about anyone who has anything negative to say about other man stepping up for a woman and her children, make it make sense, you dumb motherfucker. Children are our future. Go run your mouth and talk shit to the deadbeat baby daddy who has every ability and capacity to take care of their kids, but they choose not to. How about that? Make it make fucking sense. Because all of these women who go hard for their kids and have to go through all of these hardships on their own while their little deadbeat baby dads think they're the shit. Oh, they're over here being little fucking divas out in the world, thinking they're going to go pull all these girls, thinking they're men when they can't even show up for their own kids. Make it make sense when you talk shit.
Now, like I said, I don't feel bad for Angie whatsoever, but I do feel bad for her kids because when they broke up, they've been off and on many times. And when they broke up, she went on all these podcasts, like I mentioned, claiming that Wes was a narcissist and she didn't feel safe in his home, yet she decided to go back. And I'll let you decide why you think that is.
W is a narcissist. Are we sure on this?
He has a lot of those traits for sure.
Yeah.
This is the kind of mother that we see time and time again that chooses men and money over the well-being of her kids. She is not a victim here. She is not stuck. She had already made it out of this situation, but yet decided to go back, dragging her kids back to an environment where she admitted herself was full of yelling, screaming, and constant conflict.
Well, it's kind of like the frog in the water. You don't realize it until you're already exploding, right? But for me, there would be this is what would get me. He would create so much discord during the day of, you're not doing enough, I need this, I need that, you're incapable, you can't do this, just a whole bunch of bashing all day long.
You mean personal attacks against your capacity and your character? And
yes, all day long.
Okay.
And then I would sleep in a separate room because he snores really loud and I have the baby. And so he'll text.
Is that the only reason?
Yeah.
He snores too loud and you have the baby?
Yeah, he'll wake up the baby.
Okay, all right. All right.
So what would just drive me crazy was that he would create so much discord during the day, and I'm in the room putting the baby to sleep, and then he writes this beautiful, heartfelt message about how much he loves me and how all these great things about the girls and I and all these things and whatever. And it was so beautiful to read it, but it didn't feel real at all in any which way.
Note?
No, like on Instagram. It's not
he's doing this for the world.
Yeah, for the world.
Oh.
But in real life, he created so much discord, and I'm like, that is not.
I thought he slid a note under your door in the other bedroom. That's what I was envisioning.
No, if it was in real life,
right,
if he wrote me a letter and he slid it in, I'm like, oh, it's real. But because it's online, I'm like, that's the same person.
He's presenting an image.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't believe that he, the way that he made it seem like he cared so much, I don't think he cared like that.
Got it.
It was more for an image.
All right.
Because I was like, I'm reading this and I was like, wow, this is so beautiful and so heartfelt. But I was like, that's not the same person.
That's not the guy in the other bedroom.
Yeah.
Right. This is not the man I'm living with.
Yeah, that's not what you said earlier. You said all these other things about me.
Right. Are you comfortable saying the other things he said about you?
I don't even remember. Like, you name it. He said so many things.
But you blocked them out.
But the other thing is, too, I'm not going to sit and be like, oh, I'm the victim.
I know.
I will, excuse my language, motherfucker him and make him feel this little, too.
All right, you can defend yourself.
We would go in, like, wars sometimes.
You could defend yourself.
So, yes, I did scream and yell. This is why I don't want to be around someone like that, because that's not who I'm trying to be in front of my children either.
Yeah.
But these people will provoke you until you snap.
Yeah.
In my opinion, this is exactly why Angie chose to go back. Because for one, she values men and money over the well-being of her children, but also because she's f***ing weak. She wants this picture perfect family so badly, which in itself isn't a bad thing. It's natural to want stability for them, but her desperation for a man to step up and love her kids as their own has completely blinded her. She is allowing Wes to fill that role, but not for the right reasons, in my opinion. I don't believe he's doing it out of the goodness of his heart. In my opinion, he's doing it only because it benefits him. With the court case looming over his head, playing the role of a devoted father figure boosts his image. So as she convinces herself that this man is stepping up for her and her kids, what I believe is really happening here is that she is allowing this man to exploit her daughters and use them as props to soften his online persona and possibly sway his legal outcomes. And that's not love. That's manipulation, and it's coming at the expense of her children.
And the other thing was that he really liked having family, like family values.
And you've got the babies.
I already come with a family.
Yeah, you are the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he really, I love that he was all about it.
He was into
like,
that.
Yeah, he was into it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I really respected that. I really liked that.
Why? again, we're only guessing at some of this stuff, but what about the family seemed important from your perspective to him? Like, why did that matter?
I think it brings you back to, like, even if I was to speak to him now, he would probably be like, I miss the kids.
Yeah.
Because
sure.
when you have a family unit, it kind of grounds you and brings you back to reality, and you realize what's truly important in this world. It's not just the Bugattis and the mansions and any of those things.
Yeah.
It's truly like, honoring and taking care of kids. And I think that there's a beautiful side to him that I think that's what made me fall in love with him, was that side of that nurturing side that he wanted to protect and provide for children. That's why I was like, I love that. That's a beautiful quality in a man to me, is to protect and provide and all of that.
Again, this is just my opinion, but Angie, he doesn't give a about your kids. And I know that might be a hard pill to swallow, but I'm going to prove it to you in this next clip, because if a man really, really loved those children, would he be speaking to the mother in this way? He doesn't care, and he doesn't need to care. Those aren't his kids. That's not his family. And sure, he might think that the little girl is cute. Obviously he does, because he posts her all over his Instagram story. She's a baby. She's adorable. But look at the reasons why he's doing all of this. He doesn't really want to provide and protect. Stop being so weak and desperate. She is their mother. She is all they have. So it is her job as a single mother to be the provider and protector of those children, and make sure that they're in a safe, stable environment, away from yelling, away from chaos, away from cussing. And she is not doing that. If you need any more proof, like I said, just look at the next clip I'm about to play and ask yourself, would you allow anybody to treat you this way in front of your toddler daughter?
The main key to a healthy relationship is if your partner addresses a need that they want, you do it. And you don't argue about it. And you don't tell them it's not significant. Like, I tell her to fucking greet me when I come in the goddamn house or when I'm around, to make sure that she shows she's attracted to me. And she doesn't really do it. And that's a problem we have. What do I do? What do you want me to do that you don't do? What do you want me to do that I don't do?
To be just aware that I'm a mom and the baby is like...
But that's no excuse. Like, I need to be addressed. That's it. I don't need 15 minutes. I don't need 30 minutes. I need to be addressed in a certain way often. And people are like, why? So that I don't have to get it from other bitches. Because I'm going to get attention from women. And that's what I'm going to do. So either you're going to give it to me or someone else is. So
have it all.
See, the point is make sure you give your man attention.
For someone who's all about energy and healing, you would think she'd be able to understand that children absorb this energy, and no child should grow up thinking that this kind of behavior or treatment is normal. Now, if he's talking to her like that when he's the one filming, knowing that the cameras are on, I can only imagine the way he yells at her and the things he says to her when the cameras aren't around. And just a moment ago, I said that I don't think Wes gives a about those kids, and I know that sounds harsh. Some of you might come at me for that, but do you really think that a man who cared for that woman or cared for that child would be speaking to her in this way in front of her? Because I don't know what kind of household you guys grew up in, but as for me, I never heard my dad speaking to my mother in that way, especially not in front of me, because he cared how I viewed him and what I thought of him, and he wanted me to respect him, not only as a father, but as a man. Growing up, my father knew that he would be a reflection of what I grew up to look for in a man. So if I saw my father disrespecting my mother, calling her names, being abusive towards her, then he knew that I would grow up looking for those very same things, or at least not seeing them as red flags. This isn't the first time that Wes yells at Angie or her kids, and she allows it. What mother would allow this man to yell at her children, leave, and then bring them back to the very situation that they had just gotten away from? As women, we are born with this natural, very deep instinct to protect our children at all costs. And it's really a shame that Angie doesn't seem to have that. She likes to pretend that she does, but actions speak louder than words. By willingly putting your children back into that kind of environment, you are showing them and the world that your instinct to protect them is isn't there. You can say whatever you want online, but by going back to Wes's house, knowing what you claimed went on there tells me everything I need to know about what kind of mother you really are. Listen to her and Wes on this podcast and how they try to downplay that Wes yelled at her teenage daughter and told her to shut the up. And I want all the parents to chime in, please, and let me know if you were dating someone and they yelled at your kid and told them to shut the up and, in her words, were emotionally abusive to them. What would you do?
So I made a couple YouTube videos because Wes and I, towards the end of the last time we broke up, things were crazy between us, and I went nuts because
I didn't even watch them. If someone told me I was all these things, I wouldn't even believe it.
Okay, hold on. No. This is why I got upset, because you thought that I stole the watch and the ring, and I had people from your group call telling me that, oh, you stole from Wes and whatever, and I was like, this asshole. And then
100%, she said I had the watch and ring, and I found it in her purse. This is 100% what happened.
I did not see
place
it in
there. I
the
didn't find
purse
it
at
there.
all.
She must have overlooked it. Okay, and I don't give a fuck whether it was overlooked or she saw it or whatever. The thing is, I don't even fucking care. Even when I found it, I said, here, just take it back. I love you. I just want everything to be cool. And she wouldn't accept it. She was so dysregulated, so angry that it was not going to work.
Right, because I do get to that point of no return. And then I did address when I was like, you were emotionally abusive towards Alyssa, and that was because you were angry and you said something towards Alyssa, but we were all in like this crazy
I told her to
state.
shut the fuck up. She's 13. I told her to shut the fuck up. And I mean, it's, I just shouldn't have said that.
And that's where I was like, I'm very protective over my kids, and if somebody goes towards them,
I think a
if we're in
stepdad should be able
argument,
to tell a kid to shut the fuck up, though, at 13. I think they should.
she was, I don't know.
And if you think the abuse going on in this home is just emotional or verbal, well, there is a clip going around online of Wes actually getting physical with Angie. In the video, Angie is telling Wes to get away, and he's getting upset that he's filming her. And right before the clip ends, Wes smacks the camera out of her hand. It goes flying, and then the clip ends. But this isn't the only clip that's going around. Some of Wes's previous girlfriends have stated that they were treated the exact same way.
Oh, are you filming me?
I'm gonna film you now then.
Why?
Get away from me. Go get out of the room.
Wes opens that little window so I can't even use the restroom in privacy. And he just closed it so he wouldn't be recorded. And now he's crying outside the restroom door. What the fuck are you doing?
This is a man that Angie has her two very young daughters around. How can you even have the audacity to call yourself a good mother when you willingly go back to a man like this with your kids, all because you're weak, desperate, and value men and money over their well-being? Angie had no problem coming online and dragging Wes for allowing another girl to wear her clothes. Think about this, guys. She was more outraged about Gabby, Wes's ex-girlfriend, wearing her Hermes bag than she is about the way Wes treated her kids. Where's the same energy for him allegedly yelling at your daughter and telling her to shut the fuck up? Where's the outrage? You were quick to call him names before, saying that he's ripped, rich, and rare and still a fucking loser when it was about designer clothes. But now that it's about the well-being of your kids, silent. It speaks volumes, girl. And guys, it's not just Wes being toxic here. It's a toxic environment all the way around, in my opinion, because in her own words, when she's on a podcast and asked how she behaves when she's upset or when her and Wes are arguing, she says that she turns into a mini Wes Watson.
How do you talk to him when you're angry?
I turned into a mini Wes Watson.
Yeah.
Mini Wes Watson.
She called me, so I can't even say,
Can I
can't
say
even
it?
say the words. You can't say that word on here.
No, I will. It takes me a lot to get to that point.
It's the European word for a cigarette and then ass bitch.
Okay. I think we're getting back to
derogatory
it.
name for someone who chooses to like men, ass bitch. And then punk ass bitch. And then
Lots of versions of that.
yeah, basically
Yeah.
everything ass bitch. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So this is true or false? Did you ever say if you were a dude you would beat his ass?
Yeah.
She says if
I
she
was
was a
like,
dude,
oh.
she would whoop my ass.
Yeah.
It's okay. I've
I
had
did.
several women say that to me before.
I really think men should be able to whoop men's asses. I think people should be. I think that should be allowed.
I'm getting flashbacks. I was like, I wish I was a man right now.
Well, she would get heated, like, oh, fucking fuck you up, fool. She Debo on me.
I have never in my life disrespected somebody that I was dating in that way. I've never called them a bitch, never called them emasculating names, never told them that I wish they were a man so that I could beat them up. That is so unbelievably emasculating. I grew up being taught that you don't call the person you're in a relationship with, you don't call each other names, you don't call them names, you don't call them a bitch. I was always told those are like fighting words, and you don't allow them to call you names or disrespect you either. So now we have a home where not only is Wes disrespecting Angie in front of her daughter and yelling at her, but now Angie is also doing the same thing, calling Wes names, screaming at each other, tearing each other down, all in front of this child. What kind of environment is that for this little girl to grow up in? This isn't what a protector looks like. This isn't what a mother does. This is a desperate, weak woman that is allowing this man to exploit her daughters, like I said, use them as props, all for his own self-image, in my opinion, of course. And even after all of this woman has the nerve to come online and give other women all sorts of advice to promote her mind, body, soul, theta healing bullshit, coming online like, ladies,
Ladies, if you're entertaining a man and he's not providing for you mentally, emotionally, physically, and especially financially, and you're giving him your body, your mind, your time, your essence, your energy, think about this. He does not deserve you. Ladies, when you don't work on yourself, if you don't have your fitness or your nutrition, or you're working on your beliefs and your mindset and your worth and your value, you know what's going to end up happening? You're going to have to settle for these guys.
Girl, respectfully, you are in no position to be giving anybody any sort of advice. You're with a 40-something-year-old man child. You have like 3 baby daddies, and your oldest son is in prison for murder. So why is this woman online giving any sort of advice whatsoever? You can't give fitness advice when your body's made up of silicone. You can't give relationship advice when you're in a toxic ass relationship with a tantrum throwing sugar daddy. And you can't give parenting advice when your oldest son is in prison for murder and you are actively traumatizing your daughters. It's absolutely insane how this woman won't shut up about healing her inner child, yet she's literally traumatizing her own children on the daily. People like this shouldn't be giving anybody any sort of advice, and it's a really sad situation all the way around, but really the only type of advice she should be giving anybody is how to not end up in the miserable ass situation that she's put herself and her kids in. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this, and take care. I'll see you next time.